Hey everybody, welcome to part 6 of investigating and learning superpowers in real life. This is Human Enhancement and OBE Technology Night. It's November 3rd, 2024 at 10:12 p.m. where I am in Florida right now, and continuing my series on this interesting topic. We live in a world where we're surrounded by all these powers that shouldn't be influencing our lives, or negative forces all around us, and always trying to coerce or control us in some way or another. And sometimes we even become victimized. Many people become victimized in a criminal way. And wouldn't it be nice if you could elevate your existence here, just kind of like in the comic books, but in real life, where you actually have a superpower or some kind of gifted power that can help you with your existence for while you're alive here on Earth, in the Earth realm. So I put up a section on my website at overwatchproject.com to try to facilitate research and share my research with other people. So if you go to overwatchproject.com and click the link Superpowers IRL, you'll get to this web page. And I added a whole bunch of more links today. This is new video at the bottom of the general research section is a YouTube video that talks about the declassified CIA documents about telekinesis and other stuff. And I started this new section, Human Enhancement Technology, because some of this stuff can be produced via the technology, the innovations that people make. I mean, we are, in my opinion, based on all the totality of information about this reality realm, is we are consciousness, a very powerful, very expansive, pure consciousness that has been reduced down into an incarnated state here in the Earth realm while we're alive as mortals. And while we're here, we lose our memories, we get caught up in a reincarnation loop cycle, probably to make something called loosh or something like that. And the real goal is to understand how this reality really works so that you can win the game of life by learning here and in a way that lets you break the reincarnation cycle so you don't have to come back. And so you can overcome the addiction to the Earth realm. So one of the things that people do is, because our consciousness is so powerful, we create things. We try to mimic we are creator beings, and we have an immense, powerful creative ability, but it's kind of trapped here in the human and physical form. And while we're here, we do innovate constantly. And, you could just think about the technology that has been created in like the last 20 or 30 years alone. It's really fascinating. And some of it used to be science fiction, and now it's not really science fiction anymore. A lot of it has surpassed what we thought of in science fiction, and actually has become even better. One of the things that has been happening, which gets, somewhat attention, but a lot of the human enhancement technology. And I have all these links that I want to share with you. I added them all here. So all you have to do is go to my website, and I'll link to it. My website will be linked in the description section below, as will the playlist, where you can see parts 1 through 5 of this series I'm working on, Superpowers in Real Life. And you can watch the earlier videos, plus I added some bonus videos in this playlist that I found interesting, and I thought I should add them in here. But basically, uh, this stuff that I'm showing you is a couple different topics tonight. So first, out of body experiences. I was giving this some thought, and I realized that OBE, or being able to do that, being able to project your consciousness out of your physical body and enter the astral plane, so the astral realm, so you can explore basically the afterlife while you're still alive, in a way, is a superpower. And this is kind of like not really ever referred to as that, but not everybody can do it. And the people that can do it, um, like Robert Monroe and William Beelman and several others that appear to be quite credible, these people have developed essentially or have been gifted with a superpower. But this is one that can be learned, like telekinesis can be learned. And you have all of these people that have all this exploratory data in their books that we can learn so much from. And one of the things that the Monroe Institute, or Robert Monroe himself, originally came up with is technology to help humans enhance themselves to be able to go into an out of body state. He developed this technology called HemiSync, which is basically a sound or a way to project a, a meditation guide with sounds that affect the brain so that the two hemispheres now can work together as one. This is kind of a dumbed down version of it, but basically, if you think about it, we're sabotaged from every level, right? You have your consciousness is not only split with its gender energy, which here on Earth it's kind of divided into this masculine feminine force, and we know through just even in Monroe's books himself that that was done on purpose to keep us, humanity in a kind of a divided state, in a lonely state, in a state of desire to rejoin with your with the other part of yourself that you're now missing in the human form, because we're kind of split into two parts. And the other thing is that our consciousness is divided. You have your conscious awareness of the conscious mind, but the also subconscious mind. So we're divided that way. And then you have your brain, your physical brain, which is like a processor, which has reduced your consciousness down to this ridiculously terrible level of existence. And it itself is physically divided into the left and right hemispheres. And one of the things Monroe figured out is that if you can project certain sounds in one ear and different sounds in another ear, it kind of forces or causes the two sides of the brain to kind of merge together or to break that separation. And that can help you go into a mind awake, body asleep state, which then allows you to go out of body, because your body has to kind of be asleep while you're doing that, and you have to be awake, which is all fascinating. And there's a lot of YouTube video and playlists on YouTube that have the original Monroe Gateway experience, but the sounds aren't accurate because the video gets processed through YouTube's algorithms, and the audio gets compressed or altered, so it's not really the true Monroe experience. Well, first, I did find this archive, and the archive.org website has been down for a while, as you know, but a lot of it's back up, and you can um, go to the link which I put here, and you can try out these audio files for yourself. And I don't know if they're the accurate version of the original Monroe audio, but they definitely sound different than the YouTube counterparts that have the same audio tracks. So to help you out, I've added that link, and maybe this will help you if you're trying to pursue OBEs like I am. And I'm having somewhat uh, progress with that, but I haven't had the experience of actually like breaking free and being able to go full out of body. The You have to bear with me tonight. I'm a little tired. What I did find though is if you want to spend the money, the official hemisync.com website, which I believe is connected to the Monroe Institute, has not only the original Gateway Experience stuff, but it's available in the FLAC files, the uncompressed, the FLAC files. So you can actually, and it is expensive. It's $101.23 in the U.S. Um, so it's definitely an expensive purchase, but I wanted to make sure, and I don't have any affiliation with the Monroe Institute or this site. I don't make any money from it. It's not anything I'm advertising. I'm just telling you that I found this resource and I'm sharing it with you, as well as this other archive link that has a bunch of stuff in here from Monroe. Earlier presentations he did in the 90s, talks, interviews. I mean, a whole treasure trove of material here for anybody who wants to research this stuff. And that is one thing that I want to talk about because, going out OBE is a superpower. Not all humans are even aware that you can do it. Most people do it either in a or a subconscious state while they're sleeping. They don't realize it. They don't remember it. It is something that if you can achieve it, you can travel non-physically in the earth realm here, and you can go beyond, and you can go way beyond, and you can even connect to your whole self, your true self, and then you can have your true self lead your way around the astral. And that's what basically happened to Monroe, and his research helped me a lot in figuring out what was going on with this reality and the meaning of life here, and what happens in the afterlife. So definitely something to check out. But the technology doesn't stop there. There's a whole branch of science out there for human advancement or enhancement technology. Some of it's got to do with the military, the CIA, stuff like that, where they've been working on this kind of stuff probably for decades and decades. And who knows what they can do today, and just the declassified stuff that you can find in their FOIA section on the CIA website is fascinating. I had looked at some of these documents, and you can spend hours and hours going through just the stuff they're willing to tell you about. It's really incredible. And then you have to wonder what they have classified today that they're not telling you about, right? So in fiction, um, you have this whole concept, and some fictional stories are a little bit more believable than others. Um, I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe before Disney really screwed it up big time lately, but the original, like from the first Iron Man movie, and I have some problems with Endgame, but the whole 10-year series and the TV shows and everything in between, there was some really good juicy stuff in there that you can say, some of this fiction can be true. One of the shows, Jessica Jones, which was originally made on Netflix, but now has been moved over to Disney Plus, but you can buy it from other sources like Amazon if you want to watch it. It is a really interesting show, really well done, also like a film noir detective show, which I love that kind of show. But the show, and in the 3 seasons that it was on, shows a lot of the backstory behind some of this human enhancement technology. And it turns out that some of this fictional stuff they even wrote about because there was this whole episode where it kind of explains how she gets enhanced, how she becomes so strong or resilient to things. I mean, she can drink alcohol all day and it doesn't really seem to hurt her. In the comic book, she's also like a smoker, and she is not indestructible, but she is way enhanced more than the average person. And these abilities in the show get explained as coming from um, an octopus, research with octopus DNA, and there were write-ups, looking at how factual this stuff is, and it is interesting because that there's people out there with the CRISPR technology doing all kinds of biohacking, and there's websites like the Sienna Project that breaks down a lot of the ethics involved in this stuff, and uh, other websites that I've all linked to so you can check it out for yourself. And the technology and where some of it has gone to, and where it's leading to, including like bionics and stuff like that, which um, used to be fiction, right? The Bionic Woman from the 1970s, $6 Million Man, with Steve Austin and Jamie Summers, if you're old enough to remember that show, or Jessica Jones, which is probably a more realistic uh, way if you're incorporating DNA manipulation. I mean, it's crazy to think about the human condition broken down into like DNA coding is a lot to me. It seems to be like patchwork, like a video game character creation. I mean, when you look at some of this stuff that they put out there, a cat and a human share about 90% of the same DNA code. So we're only 10% different than a cat. But when you look at a cat and a human, we're drastically different. And I think a chimpanzee and a human is like 98% the same. So it a little tweak in a code here, a little tweak in a code there, and you are messing around with code from these makers that made humans as containers for consciousness, and it wasn't done for a noble or beneficial purpose, because let's face it, the human condition is kind of shitty. The design of the human being is kind of crappy, and we're designed to exist in a cognitive state that causes conflict, division, pain, and suffering. And clearly, that's done on purpose if we are like slaves to produce loosh willingly, because we agreed to terms of service before we incarnated here. So that this stuff, I find it fascinating because we are literally hacking the code that and unfortunately some of the people doing the hacking are nefarious themselves. So it's a lot of this stuff isn't even done to help us out or to make humanity a better place. It's a lot of times being done by the powers that shouldn't be, so they can get more power that they shouldn't have. And that's kind of a shame. But if you haven't seen, and I think I did add some bionic links, which I don't have here on the screen. Let me see. Neuralink, which is Musk's thing. I mean, some of this stuff, the creep factor, potential for this stuff is over the top, right? It's just you can understand that the technology can do amazing things. It can be like miraculously amazing and enhancing. Of course, it's always best if you are, a person that gets some kind of enhancement and other people don't have it, because that gives you an edge in this crazy world where we don't we don't have much to work with. Um, if you're looking at researching some of this stuff for the potential that you could possibly um, help yourself in some way or another, whether it's through practicing magic, real magic, or spellcraft to try to manipulate reality around us, or whether or not it's to get OBE uh, abilities or to get some other ability like telekinesis going. A lot of this stuff has to do with breaking down what has been programmed into your subconscious so you can free up your conscious mind so it can overtake the material world around you and begin to manipulate it. Um, to me, this is all really super fascinating stuff. I have a lot of knowledge about this stuff. Putting it into practice is not easy. And the few times in my life that I can say I've had a genuine supernatural interaction with reality, they happened by accident. I've had psychic events. I've had clear vision, clear audience, clear audio. I've had moments of manipulating luck, if for lack of a better word. Um, I've had many times in my life where things clearly got manipulated by me or by accident, and without like knowing exactly how I did that. How did I accomplish that? What made me have that clear visual or psychic event? What triggered it? Even like premonition of what was going to happen in 24 hours later. I've had that happen. So there's been many times in my life where I've had these supernatural things, but turning them on and off like a switch, having control over them, that's what I'm really trying to figure out. Where does that come from? Do I have to sit and do the Yoga Sutras? Do I have to do all this stuff? Or is there another way? Is there an easier way? Or can we use technology? So the HemiSync thing, I don't know. I might, if I can save the money, invest and try one of these FLAC files to see if that triggers anything. I did have some moments where I caught my mind awake, body asleep type thing, but I lost it. It's not easy. It's not easy to get into that state. Some people like Monroe was able to do this naturally. If you find my video tonight useful or interesting, or all this material, resources and stuff interesting, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Also, I'm on Twitter, or I mean X now. My Twitter is at OWP Actual, Overwatch Project, and it is right here in the navigation on my website at Overwatch Project. So if you go to my website, there's my X account, my YouTube channel, Odyssey BitChute, links, library of links, books, my supernatural in real life, a whole section on skeptology, some section of artifacts that I've come in contact or possession of. My about section, if you feel generous, you can buy me a coffee, and a section on freedom and understanding natural law. So a lot of interesting stuff here for you all to research and work on your own gains with this stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you found my video useful tonight, and I hope all these links help you out. So remember, in the link below, I'll be linking to my website. So just go to this section for all the links I referred to here tonight and some extras. And also go to the playlist if you want to see the older videos in this series, and I'll link to that in the description section below to this playlist. All right, that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a good day or good night whenever you happen to be watching this. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.